The rumours of Tommy coming back certainly can't be ignored, especially considering he has unfinished business, not just with Tasha as she continues to name drop him in her case, but also for Tariq, who sent the Italians to kill him. So does this actually set up for a showdown between Tariq and Tommy that will eventually need to happen? And what is Tariq keeping from Tasha that could play a role in the last half of the season? I'm explaining what this is and why we need to see the showdown between Tariq and Tommy, and if we could see it in Power Book 2 or Power Book 4 Force. So welcome back to MovieBot and let's talk about Tariq and Tommy.
Yo, what's up?
We're canceling Christmas. Shut it all down now.
So hope you're all doing great, and this is a bit of a continuation video from yesterday's video that I did on Saxe and McLean's deal, because I touched on Tommy very briefly in that video, and I had this video planned for about a week ago or so ago until Power dropped their new trailer for the last half of the season. But I was always going to touch on this topic, especially after making the video on 2-Bit and the Power universe, and I really wanted to speak a little bit more about what we can expect or what I really want to see happen. But before, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button, as well as giving this video a like and a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Now I'm firstly going to start off by saying, do you really think Power won't reunite Tommy and Tariq again? Especially considering the way Power finished season 6 of Power with not only Tariq killing Ghost, but Tariq making one of the most savage moves in attempting to get Tommy killed by the Italians. And although it didn't result in Tommy's death, because let's face it, to kill Tommy, you're really going to need a lot more than what Tariq sent his way. But you can't deny that it was a really savage moment from Tariq, and he planned on taking out Ghost and taking out Tommy in the matter of moments, and this is something that can't be forgotten. But what is the secret that Tariq has been keeping from Tasha? A vital bit of information that Tariq hasn't told her since she got arrested for Ghost's murder, and I'm going to come to it in just a moment. But let's start by rewinding it back to episode 5, around 12 minutes into the episode, because I'm sure some of you guys are going to rewatch this scene over again. And it involves Saxe and Tariq, because Tariq called Tasha right after Saxe told Tariq that he told Tamika that he was there at Truth the night Ghost was murdered and someone saw him. Tariq said that's a you problem. But this scene right here, could this be the reason why Saxe has turned on the deal with McLean and why he's not going to go after Tariq after all? But right after this scene, he rang Tasha and told Tasha that he saw Saxe the night he shot Ghost, and Tasha said, why are you just telling me this now? But another key thing to remember here is, someone else also saw Tariq at Truth the night he shot Ghost, and that was Tommy Egan. And he hasn't told Tasha that Tommy was there, and he looked right into Tariq's eyes, and in fact, he lifted his gun up to pull the trigger until Ghost stopped him and told him to let him go. But Tommy, he is one person that also knows that Tariq shot Ghost. Now this is really another vital piece of information that Tariq hasn't told anyone and hasn't told Tasha either, because if he literally just mentioned to Tasha that Saxe was there at Truth that night, then I highly doubt that he would have told her about Tommy being there either. And this was brought up to me on Insta by John Wick, who said Tariq still hasn't told Tasha about him and Tommy locking eyes with each other at the club right after he shot Ghost. So it is really a good point raised by John. But the reason this is a follow-up from yesterday's video was because we saw McLean talking to a mystery character on the phone saying, you know everything, and I don't think this is Tariq or Tasha, because if he wanted to speak to them, he can do that face to face. He doesn't need to do it over the phone, and he definitely doesn't need to do it using a payphone or a prison phone that he's using in the clip in the mid-season trailer. So could Tommy really come back to take the stand and completely flip the script on Cooper Saxe? Now I personally don't think he would, because one, Tommy isn't a snitch and he's more likely to take the law into his own hands. But let's have a look at why Tommy could be coming back to Power Book 2 in the last 2 episodes, beside the fact that Courtney Kemp has teased this already, which I've already gone through in my last video, which I'll link down below if you haven't seen it. But Tasha has been constantly name dropping Tommy since the very first episode. She made a last ditch attempt to save her own back, as well as Tariq by naming him as the shooter of Ghost, and in that shocking twist from the eagle eye, it could have been a realistic suspect, except it really wasn't, because they have no evidence whatsoever on Tommy. In fact, they couldn't even get any evidence of Tommy killing Angela either. And let's face it, Tommy won't be charged with a Kingpin statue either, because the DNC, they want to keep Ghost's double life a secret, and if they charge Tommy, that's basically saying Tasha's story is true, and Tommy and Ghost's drug life would be coming out in the open in the courts, and this is the last thing John Mack and Stephen Art want. Now Tommy doesn't take too kindly to snitches either. He's killed Spanky, Joe Proctor, and even his own father Tony Teresi. All three have the same thing in common, and they made one fatal mistake you do not make, and that's snitching on Tommy Egan. And considering he's already given Tasha a lifeline after she killed Lakeisha, I think it's time he paid her a visit. And it does make total sense for them to bring him back in just the last few minutes or the last few seconds of episode 9, which looks to be titled NY It's Been a Minute, because it builds up the hype for the season finale. Everyone will be saying, oh my god, Tommy's returning, they'll all tune into the last episode, and those who have been saying, you know, they're not going to watch Power Book 2 because Tommy's not in it and they're just going to wait for Tommy's spin-off, well, guess what? They're all going to be scrambling to binge watch the previous episodes because they're going to want to tune into the last 2 episodes, that's for sure. And I'm going to come to Tariq and Tommy in just a moment, but bringing Tommy back just sets up his spin-off nicely because he left in a bit of a rush, and Courtney Kemp has created this power universe similar to the one of Marvel's universe where any character can actually cross over into any other spin-off except Power Book 3 because we all know that's a prequel, so that's the only kind of standalone show. And I made a death prediction a while ago saying I would love to see Tommy come back just to kill Tasha once and for all because she now falls into the category of a snitch, and if he was to return, it's not just going to be for nothing. I'm sure it will be an epic return. He'll leave his mark before he goes to Chicago or LA, whichever destination from the two he's off to next. You can guarantee Tommy Egan returns, he will leave his mark, and it will be fucking epic. Now I personally think it can go down 2 ways. They hit Tasha when she's being transported to court, or what I think is more likely is when Tasha just thinks she's finally free, she's got her freedom back, that's when I think we'll see that famous car of Tommy Egan again. We could well see him coming back maybe at the end of episode 9 just to set up the season finale. It makes sense, it makes total sense for them to build up episode 10 but having Tommy in the last few seconds or minutes of episode 9. Now let's move on to another point why Tommy could be coming back to Power Book 2, and this involves Tariq. There is no doubt there is unfinished business between Tariq and Tommy, especially with Tariq killing Tommy's brother in Ghost and Tariq setting him up to get slaughtered by the Italians. And the way they left Tariq and Tommy's relationship with Ghost, just stopping Tommy from shooting Tariq, they are definitely meeting again, and the question is, can it be in Power Book 2 or could it actually be in Power Book 4 Force? Now for me, I really hope it's Power Book 4 Force because if Courtney Kemp is creating this whole power universe where any character can cross over to any spin-off, then I really want it to play out in a few years time when Tariq is a little older and when he's established himself in the game. By this time Tariq would have finished studying at Stansfield. This is when I hope he finds his way over to Power Book 4 Force and integrates into the storyline in Tommy's spin-off and takes Kane and Brayden with him, or whoever's alive at that point of Power Book 2's chapter coming to a close. But regardless of how they do it, whether it's in Power Book 2 or Power Book 4 Force, this is something I believe that has to happen. Tariq and Tommy need to come face to face one more time because their storyline is unfinished from what we saw in season 6 of Power. So let me know what you guys think. Why hasn't Tariq told Tasha that he saw Tommy at Truth the night he shot Ghost? Why is Tariq keeping this vital piece of information from Tasha, or is it just a non-story? Will it play any part at all? And how do you think we'll see Tariq and Tommy having their showdown? Because I feel this is something that needs to happen, whether it's on Power Book 2 or Power Book 4 Force. This is something we have to see because there is certainly unfinished business. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Drop me your thoughts, comments, and any theories that you may have. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button, as well as giving this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. But anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.